Like John Travolta and Nick Cage in Face Off, it appears we have a two-man battle for MVP, Joe Fortenbaugh. Tom Brady was a heavy favorite in this MVP race entering Sunday's action. That, according to our friends at Caesars Sportsbook. Those odds have changed drastically, though, following Brady and the Bucs throwing up yet another clunker against the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, who helped his team to a victory over Tyler Huntley and the Ravens, began Sunday at 6-1, now the favorite at plus 170. All right, Joe, Rodgers and Brady near dead heat as we have just a few more weeks left in the regular season. It's a great debate now, considering what Brady just did last time out. What are your thoughts on this race?
Leaning to Brady, good schedule the rest of the way, 2 games with the Panthers, 1 with the Giants. But I think when you're focusing on Aaron Rodgers and you're talking about taking your hard-earned money and possibly putting it on the Green Bay quarterback, you got to slice this from every angle, all right? This isn't about X's and O's on the field. A lot of this is about handicapping voters. And the reality of the situation is there are some voters who could look at Rodgers and his stance on the vaccination and how he handled that entire scenario with the media, and they could say to themselves, I'm not voting for the guy. I'm not saying it's right, not saying I agree. I'm not taking a side on this. This isn't about politics. This is about handicapping. And that's an angle. This is a topic that has divided the entire country. So when we're talking about how many people are voting for this thing, you don't think there might be a few who look at him and say, I don't agree with what he's doing, I'm going to stick it to him? We see it in baseball with the Hall of Fame all the time. So keep that in mind with Rodgers. The statistics and the wins are there, but there may be some voters who don't like him for some other reasons.
I'd be foolish to dismiss that as something that is going to play a factor into handicapping who the MVP is. But maybe I am naive. I hope there are only a handful of voters who are voting that way, and most are instead looking at the production on the field. And the production on the field indicates that Aaron Rodgers is far more deserving of the MVP award than Tom Brady. Brady has more cumulative numbers, but he throws more often, and he's been available for more games. If you look at efficiency numbers, if you look at win-loss record, if you look at ATS record for gamblers, if you look at the fact that Aaron Rodgers went into Arizona without his 3 top offensive weapons and beat the Arizona team that at the time was number 1 in the NFL in terms of wins, and then Brady loses his top 3 weapons at home against Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara and puts up 0 points, I think that indicates who is playing better quarterback in the NFL right now. That's to take away nothing from Brady, who especially at age 44 has been incredible, but this is not an age-weighted award. Whether you're 44 or 14, if you're playing the best football, that's who should be the MVP. To me, it is Rodgers, but you make a great point. There will likely be some people who dismiss all of that and say, I don't like the way he handled his potential exit from this team in the offseason, and I don't like the vaccination stance either. Aaron, you got any thoughts on this as well? We just discussed Brady and Rodgers, and they're the 2 at the top of this race. Is there another name, though, that you think may provide wagerers some value?
Well, you both made absolutely great points. I think one name that people are talking about is Jonathan Taylor. He's been moving down the boards. I don't see him winning MVP. The last running back to have won the regular season MVP was Adrian Peterson in 2012. As for Jonathan Taylor, he is most likely going to win Offensive Player of the Year. Cooper Kupp is still up there on the boards with him. And then there's a lot of long shots starting with Devontae Adams at 35-1. But for me, I would grab Brady right now plus money. His schedule is much easier than the Packers schedule coming up. He's going to play the Panthers twice and the Jets. And I think that he'll be able to really ramp up his numbers in the last 3 games as opposed to the Green Bay Packers, which, like, you know, Joe, you made a great point. Are people going to want to vote for Aaron Rodgers after everything? Like, it still comes down to people are humans and have their own opinions on things. And just in terms of the MVP regular season, I just think at this point you should grab Brady at plus money because I think there's better value now that it's switched from minus money because as you can tell, each week, this might come down to the wire between these 2. But if he has a great week against the Panthers this week, then Brady's definitely going to switch to minus money.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Certainly an interesting topic of conversation and still plenty more football with only a few weeks left to determine who will be the league's MVP.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.